But is he actually stabbing this fucking guy? Look at that woman with her hand over her mouth, and the kid, the 10-year-old kid, is sitting there going, "This is a first in 125 years of wrestling history." Yeah, this is not something that does the public image of professional wrestling a world of good. The line in wrestling between cooperation and felonious assault is also one of those lines that's blurred. But I always looked at it this way. If two guys agree to something beforehand, and everything that happens in those parameters, they are working together. If something happens that is egregiously outside those parameters, such as just take a knife and just slash a guy's face, that's crossed the line from cooperation to felonious assault.
I stuck him like 9 times. On the news, they said 16. I said, no, it was 9. I counted, it was 9.
For the second time.
Let me tell y'all something real quick. I watched this New Jack. Okay. I never seen him growing up on, because he wasn't on the mainstream TV. This guy is down in Smoky Mountain with Jim Cornette and doing his thing. He made the ECW. I wanted y'all to hear Jim Cornette. And this is how these men in this entire Vice expose on New Jack, how they absolve themselves. If it's 2 men in the ring and they doing stuff, it's because they want to do it and they grown. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Let me tell you something. The New Jack had no business being a wrestler, let alone being in the wrestling ring with anybody else who is human. He don't need to be in the ring with animals. I'm sitting here listening to this, and all I can think is, how many red flags do these motherfuckers need until somebody is dead to the floor? And somebody almost was dead to the floor. In looked like a gym with 12 people who came to see this match, and the man who fighting him done got stabbed 9 times, 15 times, stomped, beat up because he was hitting New Jack too hard, and New Jack said, "You trying to handle me? You think you gonna come in here and do me?" And then he pulled out a shank and stabbed the man. This is my review of the Dark Side Ring episode, what is this, 3? New Jack, season 2 on Vice. It is available on YouTube, you guys. Go ahead and watch it. You thought Chris Benoit, New Jack, please, clearly should have been the season opener, because I'm completely floored. This is Wrestling in Color podcast. It's your girl Stephanie. How you guys holding up during this quarantine? Out here in the Buckeye State, it's been extended, so we rolling with the quarantine. I'm still packing, still getting stuff together, because we moving. Ain't no quarantine stopping me from moving. Shit, I done packed my room up, because my little last of the Mohegans 32-inch flat screen and blew out on mama. So I had to go, and I told my boy, I said, "Listen, we about to have a slumber party, because I'm moving in here. Ain't no point in having all this stuff. I could just pack my room up and we hang out in here." And he was like, "Cool, so that's what we doing. We doing what we need to do." And I'm just excited about that. So this is still a Corona Blitz, giving y'all this little update. Still a Corona Blitz. Still giving y'all content to hold y'all over, because when I start moving and getting stuff in order, I'm probably going to have a pause on the podcast, and not too long, because it's a lot going on. Also, this is WrestleMania weekend. Too big for one night. Saturday night, today, we got WrestleMania Part 1, and then I'm going to come and give a review real quick. And then we got WrestleMania Part 2. I'm going to put my card up on my Instagram, because I don't even review them no more. It's just like, please. I put my card up, put my guesses, and then I review the show if it's worth reviewing. Now this, it's probably going to be a lot of viewership, because we want to see what the fuck y'all going to do with an empty arena. WWE wanted to do this so bad that we are intrigued and want to see what an empty arena WrestleMania looks like. The card has been changed, move around, things are going certain ways it wasn't supposed to go. So, you know, it's a lot going on. 2020, and it's only what, April, is shaping up to be a year we won't forget. And I have to say, a year that the United States of America will not recover from easily. And a year where also the country as a whole, each individual man and woman needs to look in the mirror and see what they're going to do going forth after you experience something like this. Okay, make sure you respect all your essential staff, restaurant, deliver, UPS, mailman, garbage man, custodial workers, food service. That's your essential staff. I understand y'all showing love to the doctors and nurses and staff. But understand, if the motherfuckers it don't clean the hospital, you gonna be worse off. If you in the hospital with the Rona, you ain't gonna eat because the food service got to come. So let's make this full circle. All them jobs you talk about only dummies do, that's your essential staff. Show them some love. Let's get into this review, shall we? So we begin with Jim Cornette letting you know that he was running a promotion down in Tennessee, East Tennessee, called Smoky Mountain Professional Wrestling. Remember how when I talk about different topics in wrestling, what the quintessential wrestling audience consists of? If you watch this, that audience is what is historically the wrestling community that we know. Before wrestling got picked up by the WWE, this is what wrestling was. Racist, slack-jawed, inbred yokels from down south. You understand? So, I'm glad they pointed that out. That's what you saw. Motherfuckers ain't have teeth. People was fat, drinking a lot of Mountain Dew, took their kids there, and stone cold racist. But they loved their wrestling. So Jim Cornette said that his promotion was looking for a heel. In East Tennessee, he needed a heel for his wrestling promotion. And he lucked up on a black dude who could fit that bill. So Jim Cornette said that he had charisma. He could talk a mile a minute. He just loved it. You know, we looking for that. We looking for that. We looking for that. And New Jack is giving it to you. New Jack come out dressed like NWA, which stands for niggas with attitudes. You know, fuck the police. Coming straight from the whole town, all that old hardcore shit. He coming to the ring with a dookie train on. He gets in the ring with his back up, with his heavy. And proceeds to tell these white folks every fucking thing you can think about that most black people, I'm not even going to say most, that a good amount of black people would not say directly to white people unless you push them. He calling them hillbillies, the H word, the C word, whatever letter comes with a racial slur, he calling them. He telling them he gonna fuck their daughters, he gonna fuck the wife. He gonna stab the son, he gonna shank the husband. He giving you all of that black anger in the middle of what is going on. The Rodney King assault done happened, the LA riots is about to kick off. So he is taking all of what is called real world realism and brought it to East Tennessee and giving these white folks down there, like, if this was a different time, there wouldn't have been no match. New Jack would have been hanging from a goddamn tree. You understand? But this ain't the time. It's the 90s. And y'all here to watch some wrestling. So he took advantage and he was going in on these white folks. And that was giving him heat. Jim Cornette loving it. Oh, man, look at that heat. You know, he just like, yeah. He's saying the N-word. I can't say the N-word, but New Jack can say the N-word, and the people in the audience can say the N-word. You know, I mean, Jim Cornette loving it. And am I shocked by Jim Cornette? No. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. That's the type of man he is. That's why he got put out the other promotion. Because he made some old stupid joke about some white dude going to Africa to get some chicken. That's just the man who he is. All you had to say was New Jack. Go out there, piss these white folks off. And Jim Cornette said that was gold. He said that was gold, baby.
Yeah, shout out to my homeboy, O.J. Simpson. Keep up the good work, baby. 2 less, we got the word. You understand? Keep up the good work. I was like,
I'm just like, yo, you should see how he look, and his eyes is bugged. Keep up the good. Listen, he did his job. Okay, when it comes to the heel in East Tennessee, it didn't take much. You black, you coming out there, you cutting loose. He went in, and that is where you were introduced to New Jack. He said he got the name from, I think he saw a newspaper article, and they said there's a New Jack in town or something like that, and that's how he got his name. So he had his sidekick Mustafa Ali, Saeed, excuse me, and the guy didn't talk, but he was big and menacing and black in East Tennessee, excuse me. And it was perfect. You got one guy running his mouth, and you got the big heavy behind him. And at one point, New Jack was like, Mustafa was crazy, and he was just like blah 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 blah. And he took some shavings off a toothbrush, off a pencil, and smoked it. It was like, come on and get this. And New Jack was like, man, you fucking crazy. That's gonna bite you in the ass. And I guess it bit him in the ass because he went crazy. So we got that. Jim Cornette gave him the name the Gangsters. He said, no, let's call it the Gangstas. And then you got the Gangsters, right? Okay. So you got Mustafa, New Jack, and then they introduced D'Lo Brown. Good old D'Lo Brown, who ended up, if y'all recognize him, he was in the Nation of Domination, went on to have his own independent run in the WWE. He used to walk to the ring, swinging that head. D'Lo Brown. Now, he does look like somebody's father. But he's it's good to see him. Good to see him look the same, big old peanut head. And he explained his role was the security. And he also said he was the bump guy, meaning so these two don't take unnecessary losses. He'd be the one to get beat up or whatever, take the loss, and that still make them two look strong and still make the group as a whole look strong. So we rolling. Jim Cornette. Mustafa ended up getting arrested because I guess that pencil stuff he was smoking came back to haunt him. He ended up getting arrested, talking about the cops want to fuck him in the ass. It was a mess. So we rolling. Jim Cornette said he wanted to get the tag team championships on to the Gangsters. At that time, the Rockers were tag team champions. We recently just saw them on AEW. They were tag team champions, and Jim Cornette said he wanted to get the hottest faction, the hottest heels on the card. So what they did was they recreated the Rodney King beating, but they reversed the roles. So the Rockers was taking the beating, and the black guys was giving the beating with the nightsticks. Jim Cornette said that was gold. See, this the thing I want y'all to stick with me and understand is they just letting New Jack push the envelope. Push it. They not saying, hey man, that's too much. Hey man, let's not. They're pushing the envelope because he's the only black dudes in this, in this part of town, in this type of world of wrestling that has not gone mainstream yet. Now WWE is cooking right now, but right now this is the 90s, so it's not like, it's still a particular type of audience that's watching this. And so this is going on down south, right? And they don't see nothing wrong with that because that is the audience, that is the atmosphere. Racial tension, southern, genteel, boule, all that shit. The slavery, all that's permeating in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and Jim Cornette is loving it. Now, this part, I'm gonna play this clip because I'm sorry, I thought it was funny. It's the way he's telling the story. This is after this whole Rodney King stuff, and they recreated it and beat the man in the ring, and the people mad and want to kill him. Listen to what he said happened.
I stuck my hand out and he rubbed my arm.
He's a little boy.
I said, why'd you rub my fucking arm and then look at your hand? He said, I'm sorry. My dad told me if you rub a black person's arm, it'll rub off on you and you turn black. And I was like, you little shit.
Now listen to the psychology here. Like, you could literally like write a whole thesis, a whole fucking, a whole situation and get a doctorate degree. You could literally write this dissertation and become a doctor of psychology and philosophy simply from that one statement. He said the little boy ran up to him, rubbed his arm. His dad told him that if you rub a black person, the black is going to come off on you. This is where they are wrestling. D'Lo Brown said his psychology was, you call me some racial slurs, I know I'm working, because that's the audience. I guarantee you, there's a bunch of black people in that audience. That match wouldn't win as far as it went, because if one white person calling somebody a nigger, and then the black person over here gonna hear that, and all hell gonna break loose. But that's the audience. That's why this is just like, keep going, keep going, keep going, because the audience are like feeding off of the racism, and Jim Cornette is reinforcing stereotypes. These people probably never even interact with black folks in East Tennessee, but these right here. So they think, oh, this is how these niggas are anyway. It's amazing to me. So now we're in 1995, and Paul Heyman, yes, I'm Paul Heyman, head of ECW, Extreme Championship Wrestling. This is the answer to WWE, WCW, whatever's going on. If you don't like all that polished shit, come over here and we're going to give it to you straight. The difference between ECW and Smoky Mountain is Jim Cornette was still using the simple rules of wrestling. You're not really trying to hurt the people. But when you go to ECW, Paul Heyman had it wide open. You could hurt, you could bleed. He came to a point where people was really hurting each other. People was really hitting each other. People was pushing the envelope. They was really blood. The audience is bloodthirsty, bloodlust. It's like more, more, more. There's no level. There's no limit. Then you got a motherfucker like New Jack coming to town. He gonna take it to the limit. He gonna show you what extreme is. That's what we rolling into now. So he fits right into ECW. They let him, jam up folks, blood and guts every night. So then we pause and we figure out, well, why is this man taking so much of the violence? Why is he dishing out so much violence? So D'Lo Brown said it's the way he grew up. So then we get New Jack explaining to you that his father beat the mama, and she tried to leave. He shot the mom in the leg, stabbed the mama. Just violence all around him. No one stopped to understand what makes this man tick. And maybe this isn't natural. No, what they did was took it and capitalized on it. And that is that's one of the main reasons why I don't find none of this funny or entertaining. And the exploitation of it all is disgusting. So we got the mass transit incident. Now we in Philly now. They done left. They in ECW, they in Philly. So this is how they tell the story. It's a short person named Tiny the Terrible and this big young dude. The dude lied about his age, say he was 21, he was really 17. Never really wrestled. Paul Heyman needed someone to wrestle New Jack that night, so they went ahead and gave this dude a shot. Tiny the Terrible said that the dude, instead of him, going with the flow, threw them to the wayside, went for self. That wasn't a good idea. So that was the first fuck up. The second fuck up is he went to New Jack and asked him what he want to do. New Jack said, who the fuck you talking to, and how you gonna ask me something like that? That's the second fuck up. Y'all think I'm joking? That's the second fuck up. So the third fuck up is he tried to get some offense on New Jack in the middle of the match, and that wasn't what was supposed to happen. So that pissed New Jack all the way the fuck off. This man proceeded to take out a scalpel he had in his pants and start stabbing the dude in the head with it, but nothing was happening. So he took the scalpel. Keep in mind, it's a scalpel. Cut the man's head like the way the natives used to do. When they was going to scalp your ass, cut the man's head, whole cap came off, and then he proceeded, all the blood. You can see the video, it's right there. I'm looking at this shit like, are you fucking kidding me? All the blood comes from under this man's head. His fucking scalp is hanging from his skull. New Jack proceeds to beat him with chairs and everything else, and the guy laying out. That's the mass transit incident over at ECW. It's infamous. What happened? What's the aftermath? They wanted to charge him with reckless endangerment, something like that, but he ended up getting off. Didn't do it. The guy didn't press charges. No, that's the other guy. This guy, he got a lawyer, somehow didn't get no jail time. They get the guy that ended up having his whole scalp and shit peeled back. He don't got no feeling in his head. His whole life has changed. He don't want to wrestle no more. He look a mess. All because of wrestling a New Jack in ECW. Do you think that slowed the motherfuckers down? No. They continue to push and push and push the envelope. So now we rolling. XPW, whatever the fuck that is, Extreme Promotional Wrestling, we'll call it. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. He has another incident. This dude named Grimes, he's gonna wrestle him. Prior to that, New Jack said he cracked his skull at a match. He cracked his skull, okay, at a match, so he was in the hospital. Apparently, Grimes never came to visit him, so he was pissed the fuck off when they started the match. When Grimes figured out they was pissed off when he started the match. Okay, so they get out there. This white dude named Sandman, who's just he loving all of this. He's like, yeah, he told me he was going to get a taser, and he said he was going to tase that motherfucker. So, in the middle of the match, they climb up to the scaffolding, to the highest point in the building. He tases Grimes, and you can see him kicking and fighting. He said Grimes told him, hey, man, I can't feel my legs. And New Jack said, you don't need him, and threw him off of this high-ass scaffolding. This man fell like a dead weight. Because, mind you, he just got shocked and said he couldn't feel his legs. He fell like dead weight, hit half the tables, bounced off the rope. New Jack said he was trying to throw him to the ground. So now you got this motherfucker trying to murder someone because they didn't visit him in the hospital. That's it. Do you think that stopped them? Nope. Kept pushing the envelope. Push, push, push. Push, push, push. Now they got this old dude. I don't even know what promotion this is. It's an old dude who's like 100 years old. He's supposed to be, I can't feel pain no matter what you do. I'm old, I can't feel pain. So didn't nobody tell New Jack that the man can't feel pain. So New Jack in there, mind you, everyone, please keep in mind that this man is snorting coke the whole career. High on coke. So he done took his bump. Now he going in here, and the guy is not selling the hits. So that pissed New Jack off. New Jack proceeds to get the barbed wire bat and beat the dog shit out this old man. And you can watch it. It's on tape. He hitting this man, I'm talking about blow, blow, chair, chair. And you know what the audience is doing? More, 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 more. And they calling him nigger, 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 nigger. And he feeding, and it's feeding him that he hating, and they disrespecting him. And he beating this man within an inch of his life. And you know what they do? Do they stop? Nope. They keep on pushing New Jack. Push, 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 push. So, a little bit understanding the whole New Jack thing. Now, the guy is wrestling. He only jammed people that he felt jammed him. So, when you look at his resume, he's moving around. You know, you got the Smoky Mountain is where they started at. You know, in the 94, 95. Then he went on to ECW with the Gangsters from 95 to 97. He was in matches with the Dudley Boys, and you know, he's working. So it's not like he wasn't able to work with other wrestlers. It's just the ones that he was pissed off at or felt that he had an axe to grind that has, you know, cast a shadow over his wrestling career. Because the guy, they won tag team championships, right? But that's not who New Jack is known for. So, you know, ECW, like I said, then Mustafa left. The Gangstanators became from 1997 to 1998, and that was led by New Jack and John Kronos. And they was, like I said, they called themselves the Gangstanators. They was infused with the Dudley Boys. They won the, they had a shot at the ECW Tag Team Championships. They was defending shit, you know. And then when he went on a singles run, after the Gangstanators were dissolved, and you know he was in being paired with with Spike Dudley over in ECW. He had his first opportunity at a World Heavyweight Championship against Mike Awesome. So he has like a resume. It's just don't cross him up. XPW and the independent circuit, he spent 11 years. From 2001, and that ended in 2012. And then I'm going to tell you why it ended in 2012. So ECW declared bankruptcy, and he's been on the independent circuit ever since. Now, you know you can watch ECW over at the WWE Network if you want to. Okay, so I had a little interruption there. I'm sorry. So I think I was talking about the independent circuit, and, you know, he's moving around on that. He was on Total Nonstop Action 2003, 4, and 10. And just occasional events or whatever. He was appeared on a TNA ECW reunion show where he and Mustafa assaulted Team 3D and Joe Ginther for the match, and then pretty much he retired. Now he has been returned to pro wrestling if people want to fuck with him, but for the most part, he's pretty much done. So with that being said, I'm going to tell you why he got retired. So he was out there doing a match in an empty ballroom. Y'all heard that at the beginning. In an empty ballroom with this dude. I don't even know his name. So the dude was cocky. And they in the match. The guy is throwing real blows. He's really punching the man. Now, New Jack said he hit him in the nose twice. The second time he put him when he hit him in the nose, New Jack put him in like a headlock, and you can see in the video he's talking to him. And New Jack said he asked him, "Are you trying to fucking fight me? Like, are you really trying to do that in here?" And I guess before the man can answer, New Jack said he had a broken blade in his pants, and he proceeded to stab this man. And you can see in the video he is stabbing this man all above the shoulders. You know, in the neck area above the shoulder, in the shoulder blade area. So he's trying to kill him. He's stabbing him. He's stomping his head. Then his promoter comes out and tries to stop the match, but it's too late. You got people in the audience. The 7 people that was there are just like completely shocked. And this is the shit. This is what ended his career. The guy dropped the charges. New Jack put his shit up and left Florida. That was it. So, the promoter who's singing some song was like, the guy knew it was going to be something, because when he told him who he was wrestling, it seemed like the man was already defeated, like, man, fuck this, And that was it. So, watching this Vice, I have to say, it was a lot of flags. I think a lot of people exploited New Jack. New Jack has grown. I think he found a place where he could get his aggression out and be celebrated and applauded for it. And that's basically what happened. And in the midst of all of this, people got hurt. The guy who got his cap pushed back ended up dying. The guy stabbed in the shoulders. Who the fuck knows? The guy throwed off the stage or off the scaffolding. The old man, he did, because he old, and I know getting hit in the head with a bat ain't help shit. It's just the bloodlust. I remember, I don't know who said something about this, but we'd like to see it. Listen, when Stephanie McMahon got her ass beat, I loved it. This past WrestleMania, they have a match between Randy Orton and Edge, and everyone was cheering for Randy, who was the heel. When he RKO'd Beth Phoenix, the audience was like, do it again. Do it again. You're not supposed. Technically, you're supposed to be very upset at Edge, but this is the type of environment that we promote. And when you have people come out of the environment and do crazy shit and do stuff to their wives and abuse the kids and they fucked in the head, I have to say, can I blame not only the promoters, the agents, the wrestlers, but the audience? Because if the audience don't like it, they're not gonna do it. But if the audience likes it, they're gonna give you more. And the fact that there was an area for someone like New Jack to thrive in is something that we all need to look into the mirror and see what type of society we are. Because Americans are violent. The Americans are fucking violent. And it's well known. The history of America is fucking violence, blood, guts, and more. New Jack is pivotal. So before I go, we're going to run down his championships and accomplishments. American Pro Wrestling Championship, Hardcore Champion, 1-time Extreme Championship Wrestling, 3-time Championship, 3-time Champion Tag Team, Legends Pro, XWF, LPW Hall of Fame inductee, North Georgia Wrestling Association. He was the heavyweight and a tag team champ twice. Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champ once, United States Wrestling Association Tag Team Champ once, and Pro Wrestling Illustrated ranked him number 386 out of 500 single wrestlers in 2003. This is my review of, what is it called? Dark Side of the Ring, New Jack, Vice. They got some more coming up. I want to see the Snookers. I would love to hear about the Snooker one more time. I want to hear about it. This is Stephanie. This is Wrestling Color Podcast. Tell me what y'all think about New Jack. If you made it this far, I'm still on my road to 300. I'm still rolling. Thank you for each and every one of y'all for coming and listening. And tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend you hate. Come listen to Stephanie over here at Wrestling in Color. All right, till next time.